Plasma essentially is ionized gas, and because the charges move, they generate currents, and those currents generate magnetic fields. The magnetosphere is the extended magnetic field that is from the Earth, but then is deformed greatly through interaction with the plasma that comes from the Sun. It's called the solar wind. And that deforms the Earth's magnetosphere into a long tail, like a comet's tail. My personal work is theoretical to describe the behavior of the magnetosphere under the influence of the solar wind and what kind of instability it does. The solar wind carries initially the magnetic field that's generated on the Sun. That moves outward. Then it comes through the magnetosphere, and then the magnetosphere has this field that is anchored on the Earth, and then these are two different regions that can undergo this process of reconnection when they interact with each other, and they call them substorms. When a substorm occurs, the magnetic field can be deformed. When you take into account that the electric and magnetic fields are generated by all the other charged particles, then you get a problem that is more self-consistent, and that is described in simulations by so-called particle and cell codes. For those, you can derive fluid or gas dynamic equations. So that is much simpler. You don't look at single particles, but you get the integrated effect of those. What you do then in the simulation, you take a particular point and say, okay, this is my virtual satellite, and this is what I would observe if a satellite were at that location. The relevance of this research is from the aspect of space weather. In space, the charged particles that are accelerated to higher energies can hit communication satellites, so there's a lot of interest from that point of view. It is exciting because you have this combination of satellites in space. If you are more experimentally interested, you can work on those instruments. If you are more theoretically interested, it's also good to be prepared to do simulation techniques. In any parts of physics, you have to have a fundamental curiosity.